The mini-games of the Fnaf franchise. Whether you like them, hate them, or have no strong feelings one way or the other, you gotta admit that they are one of the greatest ways any video game franchise moved its story forward. And as we're in roughly the period of Fnaf's 9th anniversary, we're gonna take a little dive into the history of the death mini-games and analyze why they're so effective. Almost all of these games follow this principle. These minigames have a possibility to occur mostly when you die, and because of that, they are sometimes called death minigames, which sounds like a fucking badass horror movie starring Jason Statham as Jason Statham. Some of them were absolutely revolutionary when they were released, some weren't. Okay, I'm rambling again, let's go forward with the video. Fnaf 2 was the first Fnaf game which used the death minigames, and probably, alongside Fnaf 3, used it in the most effective way. I don't know the stats, but these things were relatively rare to find, especially all 4 of them. The 4 that I can recall are Save Them, Foxy doing the gritty, the Give Gifts Give Life one, and Morbid Obesity. And I'd say that Foxy and the Cake ones were my favorites. Why? I don't fucking know, they all look the same. Thanks to them, we now knew that a purple dude killed a child, actually more of them, and that the pupper was responsible for giving these things a revive so they could fight William again in Pokemon Stadium. I'm not sure if I would count these as minigames, more so glorified cutscenes, but between the night segments were kinda cool, I guess. Fnaf 3 was basically saved by the minigames from being the game equivalent of a shit stain on the floor. At least that's what other people think. I will die on this hill defending the fact that Fnaf 3 is a completely okay game and is way too overhated. Anyways, ignoring the questionable ways you have to find these minigames, they're quite creative. You have to avoid the most logical choice and go with the most convoluted path known to man just to figure out the actual solution to the level. Basically, all of these minigames can be boiled down to, you have a big ass cake, give it to some kids. Hey yo, what? And then all of them reunited the happiest day minigame. Probably the most emotional minigame out of all of them. Oh yeah, you also have those between the night minigames, but come on, those are just for finding the lore ones. Pretty good. Casual reminder to like and subscribe! Fnaf 4 only has the between the night minigames. Important lore-wise, since you can actually talk with different people and actually explore to a limited extent. So now we're actually putting game into the mini. Good job, Scott. Maybe the next game will have an actual minigame. Fnaf's sister location does have that actual minigame. Singular, because it's always the same one. I can't even begin to describe how fucking convoluted the actual solution to this game is, so I'm gonna present to you the average cycle that happens when you play this game. First time, you just play through it normally. After this, you most likely finish the game and want to figure out what the minigame has to offer. So you spend a long time trying to figure out how to feed all the children, and once you do, you go to the right and fuck it up. Then you have an idea that you have to return to the beginning with the ice cream, and once you figured everything out, you do all of the feeding retardedly precise and then make a mad dash to the beginning of the level like a madman, and once you finally reach the proper ending to the level, you see a girl get eaten. Bruh. Now, I'm pretty sure that Fnaf Pizzeria Simulator has the last important minigames. I said important. It also has the greatest minigame of all time.
Fruit punch for everyone.
Jokes aside, I really like most of these minigames. They feel so corporate, if that makes sense, while still being entertaining at their own, while also having lore bits attached to them. Midnight Motorist is probably my actual favorite because 1, it's a really fun game on its own, and 2, because the lore it provides is so mind-numbingly confusing that people to this day have no fucking clue what anything means in it. What am I, driving a fucking 99 Toyota Corolla? Good to see that I'm evicted from this establishment. Dude, my neck is killing me. He's had a rough day? Okay, first off, who the fuck are you? Is this a person or a sack of potatoes? And second, what the fuck does that even mean? He's had a rough day. Yeah, bullshit. Try to give a kid a 9-to-5 job. Let's see how he would react. Now, what do all of these minigames have in common that make them such important pieces of their respectable games? Well, aside from being unique ways that establish new story elements, they mostly involve you actually doing something or some kind of goal to achieve, particularly the Fnaf 3, Sister Location, and Pizzeria Simulator ones. The retro style of the earlier minigames really makes them feel eerie, especially the Fnaf 2 minigames, and that is why even though they aren't objectively the best, Fnaf 2's minigames are my favorite because of the spooky ass ambience and visuals. The randomness of them appearing also gives you a special aura because you feel like you've stumbled upon a rare piece of history only you have discovered. I think I gotta reiterate the fact that I've never really seen such an impactful way of storytelling by any other video game probably ever. It's not really a logical choice to apply a horror-ridden murder fest of a game with
Atari 2600 gameplay of Pong. But it really fucking works, it's so weird.
Would anyone whose name wasn't Scott Coffin have the genius idea of spelling words which went through 30 different filters on Audacity to make out the words save them? And the actual story that those minigames provided, I can't even begin to fucking explain. Just watch any MadPat video from 2015. It doesn't have to be a FNAF one. That's all he fucking talked about in 2015.
It was here that we saw purple.
Shut up! I'm trying to masturbate up here!